What's good, YouTube? It's your girl Z Baby with another video, and today's video is going to be a story time. So if you're interested in looking at this video, keep watching the video. And shout out to all my new subscribers that have subscribed to the channel. I truly appreciate every single one of y'all that has subscribed. Let's get right into the video because you know your girl be rambling, and let's just get into it. Like, for one, this story time is about to be crazy because, for one, I went to the club and lost my keys. Oh my God, like literally, I didn't even mean to lose them, but I'm just gonna go ahead and get into it because like it had me heated, and I was supposed to film y'all, like everything. It just my weekend before messed up, but let me get into it. So I decided to go out on a Saturday night, which was last Saturday, and I wanted to go to the club because I feel like I have been at home a lot, especially when it's cold outside. So when it's cold outside, I really don't like to travel outside and go a lot of places because it's cold outside. But in the summertime, I feel like that's the time that I like to turn up. I like to hang out. I like cookouts. It'd be a vibe. You know, while I'm young, you know, when I'm older, maybe this won't make any sense. But while I'm young, I like to go out and have a great time. So I was like, okay, I invited my friend. I told her, I said, let's go out this weekend. I don't have to work my other job because I work every other weekend. So this weekend I work, and then when I have my vacation next week, I have a weekend off. So I have a whole 7 days to myself. So she agreed to come and everything. And we had this date when we were going to go and everything. And this is one thing that I hate about myself, is that I'll get worked up about this day, and every single thing that happened that night, everything went wrong. So, you know, I end up, first of all, I tried to put on the outfit that I thought I was going to be able to wear, and I really couldn't fit it. So I was like really upset about that because it's like I spend my money at this stupid Fashion Nova site, doing trial hauls on my channel, putting it on in front of y'all, and then when it's time to go out, it doesn't look right. So I was kind of upset about that. So I had to go through like 6, 7, 12 outfits before I even found something decent. Then I remembered I had this jumpsuit that I had for a while, and I wore it in the wintertime, but it's kind of like mesh in the fur and black. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna wear this. So I ended up wearing it. Y'all, this is my cut from last night, and it's got a little Jose Cuervo. Sip something while we doing this. So I put my outfit on, got everything together. I had adjusted my hair. I had washed this hair or whatever because this is a weave, if you didn't know. I'm about to take it out next week and just wear my hair. But anyway, the point is, I got myself dressed, I put my lashes on, I put my makeup on, and I was ready to step out because I wanted to have a good time. So I ended up paying for the Lyft. I had my keys on my keychain, and I brought my clutch bag or whatever. And as I went to, you know, the Lyft and got inside, I, you know, was excited, but my key, it couldn't really fit in my clutch bag. So I was like, I'm gonna have to hold it, which was stupid on my part because if I would have thought then, I should have just, I have 2 pairs of keys. I have a pair of house keys, and I have keys that have my house key and my apartment key. So I was like, oh, I'm just gonna hold it. But if I could go back in time, I just would have took my regular apartment keys. So I ended up taking my car key, even though I wasn't driving, I was taking a Lyft. And let this be a lesson to anybody out there. If you are an individual, you like to party, you like to hang out, always, if you're not taking your car, take your house keys. Don't be a stupid dummy like me. Take your apartment key and house key and then go out there, get willy-nilly and lose it. So, you know, that's what happened. So I got in the Lyft drive. I got in the Lyft car. I don't know why it's so hard for me to say Lyft. I got in the Lyft car and I went to the club, and I decided to, you know, just relax, even though my friend didn't even show, but she said she was gonna, you know, remake it up to me this weekend, and we're gonna go Sunday. So anyway, I'm in the Lyft by myself. I don't have anyone there. Before I even got inside the Lyft, I took a couple of shots because I was like, I want to take some shots before I go in. Then I stand in this huge line, and when that's where this hair is doing what it wants. I stand in line, and they're like, the cover charge is going to be $40. You're going to have to pay $40 if you want to get in here. I'm like, $40? Why do I have to pay $40? So I was like, fine, I'll pay the $40 because I was planning to spend this money. I had like I think I had like $70 in cash. I had a credit card, a debit card. I had money on me. So I was like, fine, I'll pay the $40 because this is a new club. The name of this club is called Citizen. It's in Silver Spring. If you're in this area, you know, you know. So, you know, I paid my $40 to get in or whatever. I went up the steps. I tried to get a drink. And this was the kickoff for me because when I go out and I spend my money, I want to have a great experience. I don't want to have a bad experience. So I go and I, you know, speak to the lady and I'm like, can I get a rum and pineapple? And she ignores me the first time. She's like, doing her own thing. She's serving other customers, but it is the club. So I'm trying to, what's the word? I'm trying to, you know, look at the circumstances. It's a club, it's loud, you know, everybody wants their drink. So I'm like, okay, I'll sit here and wait. So I sit and wait, and I'm waiting and I'm waiting and I'm waiting. So finally I come back and I'm like, can I get a rum and pineapple? And she's like, we don't have any damn pineapple. And I'm like, okay, well, do you have any cranberry? And she was like, yes, we have cranberry. I said, can I get Hennessy and cranberry then? Or whatever. And I didn't even want Hennessy at that time. But then I was like, no, I don't want Hennessy. Can you please give me rum and cranberry? So she gave me the rum and cranberry or whatever. So then I drink a little bit and then I get another drink, but then like she had an attitude about that. So she showed me like the little credit card thing and how much it was or whatever, and it said $16.31. Okay, so then after that I go to the other side of the bar because I'm like, I no longer want to be served by her, whatever, you know, I'm just over her. So there's a guy in the club and he's offering food, and I buy some of the food or whatever. So I bought a little bit of food. It's like some steak pieces. I got that and I paid for that on my Cash App. As I proceed to go to the left, there's this guy standing there, this older man, and he's like, how you doing today? And I said, I'm doing good. And he was like, you like this club? And I was like, it's all right. I really personally didn't like it, but I'll get to the part where I didn't like it. So I go to the left and I'm like telling the guy, I'm telling him like, hey, what's up? Like, I'm chilling. And me, now that I'm older, I don't really like backing it up on no one or doing all of that unless I'm really wanting to do that and there's somebody that I like or I think they cute and I'm like, woody, wham, wham. But if it's not that, no, I'm not going to be grinding and people I don't know. First of all, people are disgusting, especially when they're in the club because they be doing nasty stuff. It be almost seeming like they be wanting to get it in, but it's like, if it's some old man, no. So, I was like right next to him, and then he was like, can I get your number? And I was like, no, I don't want your number or whatever. So I was like, well, can you buy me a drink? And he was like, oh, I'm gonna buy it next time. I said, well, if you want to talk to me, then you need to buy me a drink, because if you don't buy me a drink, then I'm going to move away from you, because I'm not about to talk to a 54-year-old inside of a club and there's other people here and I can enjoy myself somewhere else. You get what I'm saying? So I was like, no, I was like, no. So I said, what I told him, I said, sir, if you'll buy me a drink, I don't want to speak to you. So he was like, please, mommy, da-da-da. Now I'm telling him, no, I don't want to speak to you. So he was like, I got hookah. I have money for hookah. You want to smoke hookah? I got hookah. So they would like telling us at the club, like, do you want to buy a section to smoke this hookah? And I think to like smoke hookah in there, it's like $100 or $60 or whatever the case they was. And I was like, I'm not buying it, no hookah. He buying the hookah. Please don't give me the bill, because he's buying the hookah. So he, when it brought the hookah, was like trying to get me to stay there. We puffing on the hookah. The hookah was actually pretty fresh. I haven't had a hookah in a long time. I think we had like this mint one, but it was really, really good. Like that hookah was like lit. I liked it a lot. I have a hookah machine in here that my sister gave me, and I haven't smoked it, but I forgot that I have hookah. Maybe I'll light it up one day, because I literally have a hookah thing because my sister gave it to me like a while ago. I don't even know if it's available to use anymore. It probably is. I just haven't done it in a minute. But anyway, so we're smoking a hookah and we're just chilling, we're vibing. The music is coming on, and I'm noticing that they keep playing Waka Flocka Flame. They're playing No Hands. They play this other song. I was like, oh my God. And they played No Hands twice. Now, let me say this. I love me some Flocka. I listen to him in my car, my Apple Music, when I want to think about back in the day. But for me to spend $40 in a club to hear Waka Flocka Flame twice in a row gives me, oh my God, Bama ass vibes. Because at the end of the day, it's like, I didn't come in the club to pay $40 to listen to. She got look ma no hands. She got whatever no hands. Like I know dance the big club give a chance. Whatever that song. I'm a bad mother effer. No Kevin's mother effers. I know I'm saying it retarded right now. You know, do your thing without tracks. Do my thing. You know, I'm just like I don't want to bump myself to that when there's other songs to be playing out here. I mean, other people are dropping music. Can we play something else? Like, I was like, oh my God, this is so annoying. So, No Hands comes on twice. And then, like, after that, because I got there pretty late. I think I got there, like, around, like, 1 something. That club closed at 3. But it really felt like I was in there for, like, only an hour. So, you know, we chilling, we drinking. And then they're like, everybody get out, get out, get out, get out. So we all go down the steps, we leave. At this point, I have my keys in my hand, but I'm like, I got them in my hand, and I have my purse. So I walk out the door with the bag, and somebody said that they would meet me in there because they were like, oh, I go to this club, I go to this spot all the time, and da-da-da-da-da. So I'm like, all right, cool. So I'm like, all right. I'm like, that's what's up. Like, you go to this club, I'm expecting you to be in there and, you know, do what you gotta do up in there. So the person that was supposed to meet in there, we was cool. We like friends. He wasn't even in there. He was at the bottom. It was just like, dude, you know what I hate about men sometimes? They be boasting and bragging about stuff that's not true or realistic. Don't tell me, oh, I got a section, I got this, my man got this, I got that. And then when I see you, you're not there, it's ghost, you went somewhere else. Come on, stop the cap. You don't have that much money to be up in there every single day. Like, I hate people that boast and lie. But that's what they were saying, and they were saying I'm in the middle. I didn't see them, so it was like a waste of time being up in there. I'm just saying. So I was like, all right, fine, I'm just gonna leave out. I'm gonna go down the steps, leave. So I decided to go to the after hours spot because I was like, I don't have anything else to do. I don't have to work tomorrow morning. And this was supposed to be my weekend to relax, especially when it's warm outside and it's nice outside. Like, I'm like, all right, cool. I'm about to go to the after hours spot. I haven't been to the after hours spot in a minute. If you're not knowing what after hours spot is, it's basically a spot that's going to stay open from 3 o'clock till 6 o'clock in the morning. And you got to leave at like 5:30, you know, 5:30ish. So I went to this after hour spot. I'm having a good time. I'm dancing. I remember having my keys, and at this point, I decided to get another shot of Hennessy because I don't really see anybody that I know at this point. So I was like, oh, like, nah, I'll take this, I'll take that. So I took it, and I got me a little shot. And then that's when, like, all the alcohol that was in my body, I was freaking out. I'm like, where are my keys? I was like, what the heck? Where are my keys? Like, I don't have my keys. I don't got my key. But I had it in that instant, but this guy was speaking to me and I ended up dropping them or bumping into someone and I didn't have my keys. So at this point, I'm like, oh my God, I'm freaking out. I'm telling everybody, have you seen any keys? You know how people are, especially black people, they're rude. They're like, oh, we don't have any keys over here, da 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 da. I haven't seen your key. Oh, I didn't see it. Went back to the club, tried to knock on the door. These people would not let me in at all, like under no circumstances. They were just looking at me like I was weird. But I'm like, dang, like I don't have my keys. So at this point, I'm crying hysterically. I'm pissed. I'm like, I don't know where the F my keys are. Why the hell did I go to this club? I should have just went somewhere else. Da 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 da. You think, you name it, it was happening to me, and I was so mad and irresponsible at this point because if I had just took a little time and thought about what I was doing before I left the house, that would never happen. So I'm like crying hysterically. These guys are in my face. I don't want to hear what they're saying. Some of them are trying to get me to come home, which is not going to happen. My ex was like, come with me or whatever, like come home with me. I'm like, no, I'm not coming home with you or whatever. I'm not about to give you none, so you can just go ahead and go about your day. So I was like, nah, I'm not doing that. Like, this is not popping off or whatever. So that wasn't popping off. So I walked back to the first club that I go to because I'm like, okay, well, I was in this first club, but like I told y'all, I remember having my keys at the first spot, but the second spot I didn't have it. And then, as hours go past, it's like 6:30. People are like coming out the after hour spots, and they're like, "Oh, well, like, where's your car? Where's your car?" And I'm like, my car's at the house." And they were like, "Oh, because if you're not about to get me and figure out where my car is so you can take it." No, not about to happen because I just don't trust guys. Especially one person was like, "Oh, I'll help." No, no, no. I don't need that much help. Like, if it's gone, it's gone. Like, you don't need to know the brand of my car. Because now I feel like you want to take my vehicle at this point. So I was like, no, it's all right. Like, don't worry about it. I don't need your help. Because he was like inquiring the model. And I like, nigga, do you think I'm about to let you, take my, no. So I'm like, no, I'm not about to deal with that. So I was like, no, I'm not telling you no more details. So moving forward, after that, I was like, you know what? This is stupid. I've walked around twice. I went to birthplaces. They won't open the door. They're closed at this point. They're cleaning up. They will not let nobody in. So I called my mom, and I'm telling my mom, I'm like, Mom, I lost my keys to my place. And she was like, oh, my God, this is terrible. What were you doing? I was like, I was out. And, at this point, it's getting kind of old because I've lost my keys before. But at this point, I just feel really stupid. And when I do go out this Sunday, I promise to God, I promise that I'm going to make me a duplicate apartment key on Saturday, and I'm just gonna have my key printed out. Matter of fact, I'm gonna make it Friday tomorrow. I'm gonna get my key printed out, and I'm gonna make me an additional key just for the club. No, not apartment. No, what is it called? Car key, because I'm like, I don't want to be getting hemmed up again like that ever again. No, 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 no. So, or I was like, I'll tell my mom that I will take the key and bring it to my mom's house. So anyway, let me go back to the story. So I call my mom and I'm on the phone and I'm like, Mom, like, I don't know where my keys are. Like, I went out. She's like, this is terrible. Just come to the house. So I came to the house. I ended up sleeping in my mom's room like I always do. Because before I moved in my apartment, I was living in my mom's room. So I got my niece's bed. Well, my brother got my niece's bed, and I ended up laying on that. And I slept with like a what is it called? Oh my goodness. What's that thing called? A coat, one of my old coats, and I don't wear no more. And I had the little coat on my body, and I just went to sleep, and I was boohoo crying. And people were calling me. They were like, "Did you find your keys?" And I was like, "No, I ain't find my keys. My hair's sticking up. Y'all, I can't wait to take this out." Anyway, I was just like, no, like, leave me alone. I just want to go to sleep right now. So after that died down, it was like 2:33 in the morning, and my inside voice was like, call the apartment complex. Because I'm like, man, I called my boss first. I tell my boss, yo, come on, hair? Hello. Stuff keeps sticking up. I told my boss, I was like, I don't think I'm going to be able to make it because I'm locked out of my apartment. Like, how am I going to get to the job? How am I going to work? Like, at the end of the day, I knew I had a second pair of car keys, so I wasn't tripping about that. But I'm telling my manager, like, I don't have my apartment key, how I'm going to get in or whatever. I was like, I'm going to try to call the apartment complex to see if they can open the door or whatever to let me in. So he was like, all right, call me back when whatever happens and let me know. I said, sure, I'll do that. So I end up calling the apartment complex, and somebody picked up the phone. They said, hello, this is Diamond, Bellcrest Apartments. I'm like, oh my God, thank you, Diamond, so much. Are you at the apartment complex? She said, yeah, I'm here. I'm doing some extra work. What's up? I said, please, can you let me in? I left my key. I lost my key last night. She was like, oh Lord. I said, please. She said, well, I'm leaving at 4 o'clock, but if you get here before 4 o'clock, I'll let you in. I'm like, oh my God, thank you so much. Like, I need to get her. Because at this point, I ain't take no shower. I've been up all night. I'm just like, I need to get in my apartment, like, ASAP. It's mandatory. My clothes, everything is in here. My food, everything. I was going to cook for my mom the next day. We was going to watch a Bob Marley movie on Paramount. All these things are rushing to my head. So she's like, okay. So I jump out of my mom's room. I call a Lyft. I get inside the Lyft. The Lyft come quick. It come within 3 minutes. I run down the steps and say, "Mom, I'll see you later. If you still want to watch the movie, you can come to my house." So my mom was like, "Cool, all right. You take care of yourself first. Don't worry about me." So I said, "All right, I won't do that. I'll worry about myself first." So I got in a car. got the Lyft. Yo, it felt like me and the Lyft driver, it was meant for me to be her passenger, because she was telling me that she was at the same club last night and she was in Citizen, and she was saying that it was terrible. The customer service was terrible. She said the same thing I said. She said when she got to the door, she didn't realize that it was going to be $40 and there was going to be no band. And I was saying, me too. I said, what is the point of me paying $40 to hear Waka Flocka Flame? You know, twice. Like, come on now. Normally when they charge $40, a band is there, someone is playing, and we were both saying like a band is playing. You know, so they got some type of local artist. Nothing. So she was like, I will never go back to there. She was like, if Hell Freeze is over, I will never ever go to that place, because what's the point of playing for something and you hear Waka Flocka, and no shade, I love you, Flocka, but at the end of the day, like, no, that's not what I came here for. So she was saying also the bartender was rude as I don't know what. Probably the same black girl that gave me attitude, because when I had asked for like I said, a Bacardi and pineapple, she was off her, no, she was like, oh, we don't have no pineapple. And she was like, they overcharged me for my drink. I said they overcharged me for my drink too. When I looked at my credit card, I had all these charges. And then she said her man had a table in there, but she was like, they were like trying to tell them like how many people could be at the table or whatever. So she was like, that's not my speed. She was like, man, I just wanted to have a good time this weekend. I wasn't expecting to deal with all this BS. She was like, I'm not going to be partying in Maryland no more. I'd rather go to DC. I said, yeah, I like to go party in DC too, but the thing about Maryland is like I live in Maryland, so it's not that far. I like the conveniency of me getting back to my house. That's just my opinion. So she was like, I really don't like that club. They're rude, disrespectful, overcharged her. So we had the same thing in common, because it was just like, you know, they did the same thing to her, the same thing to me. And then I was telling her how I was locked out of my apartment and how I needed to, you know, hurry up and get to the apartment complex because the lady was leaving at 4. She was like, well, at least you got a second key for your car. I was like, yes, because if I only had one, I would have been short. And I was telling her, like, you know, I have to work on Monday. I'm not about to catch the bus or metro. Oh no. So I was like, I'm so, you know, thankful and blessed that I have a second car key. And she was like, most people only got one key. And I was like, I learned my lesson. Like, I will never go to a club again where I have to, you know, bring my car key and I don't have my keys. And I was like, I'm not gonna bring it. She was like, that's smart. And she was telling me that there was a seafood place, like, I think she said it's like, what did she say it was? I think she said it was by Navy Yard or wherever it was, and they played live music and the seafood, and she was like, that seems like that's your vibe. And I was like, well, I do like shrimp, I do like some seafood, but I was like, I might have to try that spot out. She was like, but it'll be a cold day in hell before she goes back to Citizen. And that's what I said, it'll be a cold day in hell before I go to Citizen ever again. If you don't know what Citizen is, it's a club that is in Silver Spring, and I'm not fond of people overcharging. And so fast forward to 3-5 days later, I go back to work. Not today. Well, I go back to work today, but I go to work yesterday. And I was telling my coworker, I was like, girl, yeah, I went to Citizen. I lost my car keys, my apartment keys. She was like, I hate that damn club. That club is some BS. They overcharged me. They cost too much. I will never go back in there again. I said, wow. But when I was at the front of the door, it was endless people in there. So I don't know. I just know that they, in my opinion, sucks, and it's a new business. But at the end of the day, I feel like, especially black people that have businesses, it's like, just because you have your business and you're up and coming and you're successful at it doesn't mean you have to shit on the little people that are supporting you. That's how I want to say it, because not only did I do that, I didn't tell y'all this part, and I'm going to get to it. So after I got into my apartment on Sunday, last Sunday, I decided to go back to Citizen while they open, because on the website they said they were opening at 10. So I went there at 10 and I knocked on a window, and there were people sitting there and they were looking at me and I was looking at them. So I knocked on the door and they acted like I wasn't there. They were acting like they couldn't open the door. They were acting like they couldn't walk to the glass. I didn't even want them to open the door. I wanted them to acknowledge me in front of the glass, and they wouldn't even do that. So I was very upset, because I'm trying to ask a question, did you see my car keys? And they're trying to act like they don't care. So I was knocking on the window with my hand, and this guy gonna take his hat and act like he was asleep. So the other guy was talking to this other girl that was sitting on his lap or whatever, and he wasn't paying me no attention. So I see somebody that I was familiar with that I used to work with. I'm like, hey, can you ask them to open the door or whatever, or can I come in? And it was like, we can't open it because we're closed. I'm like, well, can she at least come to the window? What, coming to the window, it's not gonna hurt nobody. So she just like not trying to come. So I end up kicking the door. I mean, it's a door, but it's a glass door. So I end up kicking the glass door really, really hard, like boom, boom, boom. So she come to the window like, what's wrong? What's the problem? I said, the problem is I left my key here. Okay, I left my key here last night, and I was wondering if anyone had seen it or whatever. And she was like, okay, hold on 1 second. Like, it's really not that hard. That all you got to do is acknowledge somebody. Me, I'm big on people that don't acknowledge me. If you don't acknowledge me, I'm really angry about that. And I'm a waitress, and I acknowledge every single person that come to my table. I come with respect, because at the end of the day, business is business. So they were like, hold on, wait a couple of minutes. This is them talking between the glass, because they can't come outside because apparently it doesn't open yet. But even though the website says 10 o'clock, when I get there at 10:15, the door is locked and no one's opening up the door. So I was like, okay, whatever. So she didn't come back for a while, and this other girl was there. She was talking about some, I don't care about shit she talking about, da 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 da, running to the lips. But it's like, but you ain't coming outside. So me, that's just talk. You're not doing nothing. Someone that doesn't come outside, I don't even acknowledge their breathing, because if you come outside, I'm gonna smack the hell out you or beat your ass. I'm not playing that, especially when it comes to something that's mine and I'm trying to ask about it. You try to be funny, and I pay. Oh, did I mention I paid $170 to get in there or whatever? I end up spending $170. Oh, no one's saying anything about that though. But anyway, the girl, not the manager, the girl gonna come back and talk about some, oh, no key, try and be funny. And I'm just like, that really irritated me to the point where I really wanted to take a brick, like a brick stone, and shatter the window. That's how angry I was. And then my mom was like, don't do that because you'll get locked up. I'm like, Mom, I'm not getting locked up. I'm just hypothetically speaking, like I'm irritated with them. She was like, well, maybe you should just go home. I said, that's what I'm doing. Mom called me back again. She was like, where are you? I said, Mom, I'm at home. I'm like, you really thought I went and got a brick to break the window? She was like, well, I know how you can be. Look, I ain't got time for them. But the end of the story, at the end of the day, I just feel like, even though I was wrong for losing my own keys, for me, it's more the respect factor, and that you acknowledge that I'm a customer at the end of the day. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget to hit the notification bell to get a video every time I upload. And I'll see you guys in my next one. Oh, I also wanted to say this, guys. The reason why I wasn't posting this was a feeling to make a video, but I'm back. So I see y'all in a little bit. I got another video that I want to film, which will be coming out tomorrow. And hopefully if my clothes come on time, then yeah. But I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.